The following opinions are solely those of BoatTest.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTest.com, and today I'm on the Mako 414. Now, the design team at Mako told me that they made this to be a successor to the popular 334. They wanted a boat that broke the 40-foot mark and, because it's a Mako, takes care of fish first and adds the family comfort levels afterwards. So let's see how they've done as I do a features walkthrough and sea trial on what Mako calls the perfect predator.
We'll start right off with the test numbers. The Mako 414 CC has a length overall of 41 feet, a beam of 11 feet 11 inches, and a draft of 24 inches. With an empty weight of 17,500 pounds, 40% fuel, and 2 people on board, we had an estimated test weight of 19,042 pounds. With a quad set of Mercury 350 horsepower Verados turning 19-pitch Revolution 4 propellers, we reached our top speed of 60.3 miles per hour at 6,500 RPM. Best cruise came in at 4,000 RPM and 35 miles per hour. At that speed, the 40.4 gallon per hour fuel burn translated into 0.9 miles per gallon and a range of 362 statute miles, while still holding back a 10% reserve of the boat's 464 gallon total fuel capacity. As for her handling, she came up on plane in 4.1 seconds with a bow rise that matched her 10-degree bow high cruise attitude, accelerated to 20 miles per hour in 5.6 seconds, and reached 30 in 8.6 seconds. Of course, we had flat calm conditions during our testing of this offshore behemoth, so all we can comment on is how solid she felt as we crossed our self-generated wakes. She showed no pounding or hull slap as her solid construction transferred any impacts throughout the entire hull, leaving us feeling practically nothing as we transitioned through the waves. Her chines carrying so far forward should keep spray low for a dry ride. In our turn test, this heavy boat responded slowly and carved wide arcs through the turns. Exactly what we expected, and no matter how aggressive the captain may get, everyone on board will remain comfortable throughout any maneuvers. Of course, it's at the dock where she really shined. Mercury's joystick piloting for outboards made short work of our maneuvering into a narrow slip while we ensured that we stayed away from the barnacle-encrusted pilings to both sides. With little effort, we were able to bring her in with exacting precision. Additional features on this joystick include skyhook for position keeping, bow hook for allowing the boat to swing into the prevailing wind or tide while still maintaining position, and drift hook that allows the 414 to maintain a specific heading while still drifting along with the wind or current. Now that we're back at the dock, let's take a look at her features. Mako offers this boat with 3 different trim packages, but no matter what features Mako puts into any boat, it always starts with its heritage of fishing first, so let's begin by looking at how she handles her fishing mission.
The cockpit presents wide open fishing space 9 feet 8 inches across by 6 feet 4 inches fore and aft. Padded bolsters wrap all the way around, start at 21 inches, come up to 28 inches. When it's time to head out to the fishing grounds, flip out seats surround the cockpit. To the transom, twin 50-gallon live wells, pressurized, colored blue rounded edges, and aerated. Storage just ahead. In the center, we've got insulated storage. Just behind that, 6 rod holders. There are rod holders to both sides, plus drink holders. In the quarters, there's spool storage to the starboard side and tool storage to port. And I like over in the port-hand side of the cockpit, a huge tuna door.
This also makes for easy boarding from a floating dock.
A ladder stores to the side of the center console, so we can also use that as a dive door. Now let's take a look at this beautiful center console with lots of open counter space in the Corian counter, a 2-burner electric stove to one side to the other, a single basin stainless steel sink with a pull-out sprayer. Below, plenty of storage, and over to the side, potato bin storage and additional storage just behind. To the opposite side, storage for the swim ladder and a refrigerator. To both sides of the cockpit, twin 170-gallon fish boxes. These are macerated, double insulated, held up in 2 stainless steel gas assist struts and gasketed all the way around. Notice the gutter leaves water directly overboard. The side decks, 2 feet at the narrowest between the bolster and the support for the hardtop. Underneath the gunnel, storage for 3 rods, and notice there's padding on the bulkhead to protect your reels. Moving forward, 10-inch cleat with a speaker just above, and in the deck, to both sides, we have plenty of storage. Which is RTM, so it's finished on both sides, gasketed all the way around, held open by a stainless steel gas assist strut with a twist and lock compression latch. And LED lighting is a nice touch. Potato bin style storage is both before and after the undergunnel rod storage, and these are located to both sides of the 414.
And for the castaneters, we can add filler panels to the bow for an elevated casting deck. Notice that the forwardmost panel is removable to allow access to the road locker just ahead.
Now, Mako seems to have a tendency of putting all their fishing features in the stern and the family-friendly features in the bow, so let's take a look here and see how they've done.
With this Blue Water Family Edition 414, the main feature is the bow seating. It goes well past the normal V seating that we typically see. Cushions are thicker and plusher.
Clearly, we've got some comfortable features here with 2 V seats forward and double-wide lounge seats just ahead of the console. And notice that we've got flip-down armrests, thick padding, and drink holders in the center.
The backrests are removable and actually include integrated headrests.
And look at this safety factor. 17-inch bolsters off of the seat base, coming up to 23 inches, powder-coated rails recessed at 26 inches. Plenty of storage underneath the gunnels, leading to drink holders, speakers, and a raw water washdown. Behind the seats, Corian inserts with integrated drink holders, and just behind to the port-hand side, shore power connections, and Mako utilizes the new plugs with clips at the boat end. We can add a table for when it's time for dining al fresco.
We can lower the table and add fillers to convert to a sun pad. And for storage, well, it's seemingly everywhere, including dedicated storage for the bow fillers.
To the starboard side, access to the interior of the console. Well, let's take a look at this. Inside, we've got a whopping 7 feet, 2 inches of headroom. The head is located on the corner. There is an opening port light just to the side for ventilation. A sink is recessed into the Corian countertop. Forward, we've got storage to both sides, as well as in the center with a mirror. And take a look at this. A flip-down berth. Looking at ops, we start on the port side of the console where we have all the battery switches. The helm is on an elevated platform 5 inches from the main deck. Notice the custom trim work, and it's lighted. At the top of the console, an acrylic windshield, compass in the center directly in line with the center-mounted helm. The dash is upholstered at the top. The panel, twin 16-inch displays flanking the vessel view display. Push-button switches in the center are lighted when activated. We have CZone switching, all controlled by the touchscreen, and an additional iPad to the side that can be taken anywhere on the boat. Down below, we have control for all the remote cameras, VHF. The steering wheel is mounted to a tilt base, and I appreciate the steering knob. Stereo is just ahead. Over to the starboard side, Lemco automatic trim tabs, Mercury's digital throttle and shift, and the Mercury outboard joystick. Up above, storage in the electronics box. Down below, 4 ignitions that I'd like to see in a different location. There's a footrest and a recessed area for your toes for when you're operating standing. The helm seat, 3 across, thickly padded, flip-up bolsters wrap around, and there are flip-down armrests for every seat, and the entire thing slides fore and aft. Below is a flip-down footrest with additional storage underneath. Now, all this is under the protection of the standard hardtop with, no kidding, 3-inch supports. And we always like to tout how the supports are able to be used as handholds, but Mako actually puts handholds in the rails. There's doors to the side so that we can get up for servicing, plus there'll eventually be a tower option. We've got spreader lights to the front, sides, and to the rear, and all the way to the back we have an extendable sure shade awning. In the center of the cockpit deck, we've got a mechanical room. Let's take a look inside of some of the features. All the way forward, we have the Seakeeper 5 gyro stabilizer. Just behind, the 8 kW Fisher Panda generator, and this is self-limiting. To the side, we have fuel manifolds. This boat has a fuel transfer system, but in the case of that failing, we also can use these as manual transfer stations. Now, looking all the way in the back, we have a single sea chest that all of our water lines are drawn from, and it is connected to a single high-speed pickup. However, we also have dual high-speed pickup through-hull fittings for both the Seakeeper 5 gyro stabilizer coolant and coolant for the Fisher Panda generator. And take a look at this, twin 4,000 gallon per hour bilge pumps. Inside the console to the aft bulkhead, we've got the electrical control panel, the CZone switching panel, Seakeeper gyro control station, the Fisher Panda control, and temperature control. Now, with the CZone, we can also control all of the lighting from the helm, plus we can put it on an iPad, bring this anywhere around the boat with us. Just alongside, we have access behind the panel for wiring, as well as up above and to the port hand side are 120 volt breakers. All the way down below are through hull fittings. Underneath the forward hatch, Alumar free fall windlass. There's 50 feet of chain rode and then rope after that. We do have a cleat up here for securing the rode. There's an LED light for working at night. Notice that the chain goes through the stem where the anchor is mounted. The entire hatch is gutted all the way around with drains leading overboard. I appreciate how Mako not only canted the deck slightly aft, gutted it all the way around, but they also crowned it in the middle so that all the water leads directly to the dual 2-inch deck drains to either side.
The four 350 horsepower Mercury Verados are the only engine package offered for this boat, and it's a good fit. They include the joystick piloting, feature a clean installation, and there's ample walk space ahead of the engines for servicing and regular maintenance. Lastly, the 414cc is available in 6 different colors. Here, the model we tested is the Wahoo Blue.
Well, perfect Predator indeed. We've got a seriously rigged fishing machine and family-friendly boat all wrapped up into one on the 414 from Mako. And that is my full sea trial and features inspection. For BoatTest.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.